Hello, air signs. That would be Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Welcome to your September reading with me. I'm using the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck this month, so if you don't want that, you're not into that, I'm recommending, stars upside down, I'm recommending that you just turn the video off now. So, air signs, September 2019. So I'm going to do some theme cards, and then I'm going to do a general week by week. The weeks may overlap a little bit, blend together a little. I'm going to use the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck, the Zodiac deck, as I always do, the Secret Language of Color cards, and the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. So after listening to this, if you want more, if you really want one for your own sign, like I usually do, just message me about that. I'm open to doing them. Also, you can get a personal reading from my year-round menu. That's available to view on my Facebook page for Toadstool. Toadstool's Magical Living and More, it's called. And also, if you have Sun, Moon, or Ascendant Rising sign in a different element, you can listen for that as well. So these are pre-shuffled anyway, I'm just shuffling in from the last video here. Okay, starting out, we're going to do 2 Zodiac cards, color card, and a goddess card. And you have the element of water, right side up, Cancer, the 4th house, reversed, coral, allow flow and synchronicity into your life, and leap of faith, take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Okay. So some of you may be feeling a little nervous or unsure about what your heart's true desire is, and part of this month is about getting in touch with that and then having the courage to put it into action. Okay, because you have Cancer, the 4th house, showing up reverse, indicating a blockage or imbalance within the energies of that 4th house, and that sign. And that sign has to do with home, your hearth, feeling at home within yourself and in the world. It has to do with the feminine, nurturance, and it can also have to do with females in your life. You also have the element of water here. And that's our emotions and our subconscious and our superconscious. And that is showing up right side up. So that's showing up, in your favor. And I feel like you're healing this. Most of you, you're healing this energy over this month. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. So there may be a tendency to feel a little bit nervous or anxious or excited or impulsive even, and that's Spirit's asking you to balance that out. Find harmony, balance your emotions, and find security, self-esteem, and embrace the positive emotions, and then follow your heart. Allow flow and synchronicity into your life. Coral. Let's go into the week by week. My neighbors are home and they're noisy, so I may have to shut the video off. I've yet to escape that for very long. Alright. Oops, I didn't mean to put these away. And okay, let's start with these. We already did those. We need zodiac. Alright, first week of September, you have Mars, planet of passion, vast independence. It says your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Cloak, concealment. Declutter. You'll feel better and more focused if you'll take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule cleared, uncluttered as well. Okay, so a few different things coming up with these. The first is that this may be emotional or mental clutter, as well as physical clutter, or instead of physical clutter. It's apt to depend and vary from person to person what's going on there. But doing that decluttering is important for you. It's beneficial for you. It helps free things up for you. And it can help get rid of some of the nervous energy and tension and confusion if you're going through that. Okay. Also, if you feel like your compass is missing, sort of, the decluttering may really assist with that situation. So we have Mars here, and that's the planet of passion. It's also the planet of aggression and violence and war. So you want to be a little bit cautious here with that energy. It's also, motivation and drive too, and your energy, okay? So if you channel it in a way that's really helpful and beneficial and supportive of yourself and others, then and it is right side up, indicating that it's working in your favor, then you've got some great energy for moving forward. That decluttering sort of, gets things out of the way so you can see your path clearly and you can move towards it. Bast shows up saying your independence is the foundation for your strength and success. So feel good about that. You can feel good about the ways that you are independent, and about if you're wanting to become more independent in some way and it's in alignment with your heart and you're feeling passionate about that, that's apt to be supported too. This concealment cloak card, I'm not really sure what that means. Again, it may depend and vary from person to person. I would say, having that Cancer card showing up reversed too, if you tend to be a blabbermouth and just say everything, let's share other people's secrets when you shouldn't, or, your own. Sometimes it's good to keep things close to your chest and concealed for a while. And then some of you, it might be the opposite sort of thing, where you're keeping things to yourself in sort of a manipulative way that's not fair to other people in your life or to yourself. And it may be time to sort of unveil some things, whether it's what you're thinking or your emotions, information. So it's important to use your judgment there, and I think, having this Martian energy balanced in a healthy way is of utmost importance. Also, that decluttering thing, very helpful, and I think also giving yourself credit for the ways that you're independent and allowing yourself to feel good and recognize that it's a foundation. It's a foundation for your strength and your success, so you have the foundation laid already, okay? Decluttering, getting rid of what's no longer serving you, what's in the way. For some of you, that might just mean like house cleaning, clean up your environment, and that removes stagnant energy, removes blockages, and it removes some confusion or, cloak to truth, to divine light, to guidance, to where you're trying to move forward. It removes sort of the corn maze so you can see where you're going more clearly, and will free up time, I think, for some of you as well, and revitalize you. Okay, so let's move on to week 2. Week 2, you have air, your own element, and it's showing up right side up for you, so it's working in your favor. Quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Dreams of abundance and ancestors' remembrance. That's interesting. Okay, so Cancer, I didn't mention it before, but Cancer in that 4th house, it also has to do with your ancestors to a certain degree, especially on your mother's side, like maternal or women throughout your lineage, but also your ancestors in general, in a way of sort of evolution. Capricorn, the 10th house, is said to be like steadfast traditions that don't change, right? The structures and things that don't change. Whereas Cancer is how they do evolve and change over time. So that's really interesting to see that show up here. And Dreams of Abundance reads, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Wow. All right. And I think you had water, didn't you, show up in the, water, the element of water showed up in your theme for September. Water is your emotions, your subconscious, and your superconscious. So the subconscious and the superconscious are connected into your dreams very much. And in the 2nd week of September, you may be getting some really insightful dreams, psychic dreams. You may have visits in your dreams from your ancestors, whether you recognize them or not. They could arrive in different forms, whatever, be speaking, communicating with you. If you don't believe in that kind of thing, then just take what resonates from the reading, leave the rest. Sorry about that. But for those of you who do, or who are open to that concept, that could very well be coming through. And for those of you who are more like science-based and spiritual-based, you can look at it as your own DNA speaking to you from what it's learned in its evolution and giving you valuable information for the present and for moving forward in the future. Okay, so dreams are part of what's going on here, and you're thinking, your head, man, is your mind and your head highlighted in the 2nd week of September. So quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Meditation is definitely advised. Getting more rest, more sleep, definitely advised. Also that dream journal, definitely advised here. The element of air has to do with your thinking and communication, what you're saying and messages you're receiving. Can also have to do with travel. And that can be travel on the earth plane, or that can be travel in the astral realm. Through the Akashic records, connecting with your ancestors, okay, remembering. Some of you might just be feeling some nostalgia or kind of thinking about the past, deceased loved ones, or, ancestors like from way back that you may have never met, how things used to be in the past. And I think it's a little early to tell without looking forward into the next couple weeks, but I think you're in the 2nd week doing some sort of piecing together. I mean, first there's data, downloads to recognize and record, right? With that dream journaling, that kind of thing. You might want to journal your thoughts, you're clearing your mind, clutter clearing your mind, the 2nd week especially. And I think your thoughts are becoming more healthy, and your communications will become more healthy with others as a result. As time goes on, or right within the second week, you'll start seeing it. Okay, there's an element of reflection going on here with this ancestors remembrance thing. For some of you, you might have events triggering this, events going on, right? Maybe it's the anniversary of somebody who's passed away, or maybe you just feel prompted to go to visit a cemetery. Maybe you're talking about history and the evolution of the human race within your friend group or something like that. All kinds of possibilities here. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be rambling if I keep going, but I just want you to remember about that dreams of abundance thing there. It's possible, and it's probably more likely if you do take the effort to quiet your mind, do some meditating, get some more rest and sleep. Place the intent if you want to communicate with your ancestors, or you want to start remembering your dreams, or you want to do lucid dreaming, or whatever it is that you want there. Place the intent there, be open to receiving it, okay? As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Okay. Let's move on now to week 3. You have in bulk awakening, positivity, faith, and optimism, bright future, and Neptune reverse. Okay. So I don't think you have quite the full picture here with Neptune reverse. This indicates a blockage or an imbalance, right, related to the energies of the planet Neptune. That can be addictions, substance abuse, especially mind-altering things. That can be your imagination sort of getting the best of you, fears and doubts, getting blown out of proportion, mistaking them for reality, projections, things like that, misunderstandings, confusion, okay, occurring. But it shows up that way because it's telling me that that's changing. You're gaining clarity on these things, and there's healing that's occurring here. Neptune, bright side up, would be more like, creative energy, like art, like fantasy in a healthy, healthy sort of balanced way. Imagination and dreaming of the future goals and things like that. Believing that things are possible, and that it's an abundant universe and all things are possible, all positive things are possible and available, and there's a way, there's a will, there's a way, and that kind of thing. So you have next to it bright future. It says stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. Worry is only holding you back. These fears, doubts, confusion, and stuff like that from this Neptune reverse type energies, it's holding you back. And I think most of you are tired of it and you're ready to move forward. So stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. There's no need to worry. Bright future, good things on the horizon. The worry is just causing delays to the abundance and the bright future that the universe is trying to bring forward for you. Positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. And then you have in bulk awakening. So this corresponds to Groundhog's Day. So for those of you who are Aquarius sun signs, you may have been born around this time. This energy is an energy that can be a little bit trying. Like there's a little bit of growth pain involved sometimes with this energy, because it's technically it's the midpoint between winter and spring, and so it's like February 2nd around then, and so it's like people tend to be very tired of winter with this energy, or they're ready for spring, right? Or, they feel like it's a long way still before real spring is going to get here and arrive. And it can be challenging, but at the same time, this in olden days was more like the time when, it depends on where you are in the world, okay? But this was more the time when things really just started blooming. The first flowers would start coming up. The very first plants would start coming up. And so it's like an overlap of winter and spring. It's an overlap of introverted energy, of rest, of hibernation, of going within, of that Neptunian sort of dreamy, sort of reflective, waiting, patient, like sometimes cold energy, and the energy of life, of growth, of new beginnings, of things starting. So it's delicate, and there can be a little bit of growth pain involved sometimes, but it's a sign of optimism. I think some of you, if you allow yourself and open yourself to it, you're going to start seeing some good stuff coming in, some stuff starting to grow, and you're going to feel like finally, some of you are going to feel like finally, I've been waiting a long time, I've been working a long time for this. I was wondering if it was ever going to show up, But remember, it's in a delicate stage, so you don't want to trample over it, you don't want to scare it away, you want to keep that positivity, that faith, and that optimism, release worries and doubts, and be careful of substance abuse for sure. Okay, that's the message that comes through with the cards. Free will and all, but that's the message that comes through with the cards. Okay, awakening in bulk. You're awakening to something new. It's like this. It's the start of a new cycle. So I'm just going to read one more time real quick this Angels of Abundance card. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. That means expecting the best to happen, expecting positive things to come about. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. So don't allow, when you have positive expectations, if something negative occurs, don't allow that to snowball by bringing more negative energy into the mix, right? Just don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. Bright future. God had something better in mind. Hold on. Yeah. Or temporary setbacks, don't let those interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Let's go on to the 4th week of September. This is also interesting to see this change of seasons card here, because this is the 3rd week of September. This is when technical change of season from summer to autumn occurs. So we have that being reflected here as well, moving into that new season. Okay. So we have Uranus showing up reversed. We have the arts, express yourself through creative activities. Book of Shadows, secret. And conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. All right. So here there's an element of sort of simplifying things, simplifying your life, rather than trying to fill a void by consuming. Because it won't. It'll just give you like a temporary high maybe, and then, the issues, the problems will still be there, and then you'll just be on this treadmill trying to make more and more money to buy more and more things. And so the Angels of Abundance card says, like, declutter that, become more conscious and aware of your consumption habits and your purchasing habits. Buy what's important to you. Maybe you'd rather save your money and buy something that costs more, and it's going to serve you better than buying a bunch of something that's really frivolous and that you're not really going to fully enjoy. It's a personal thing. You've got to kind of weigh it out, but I'm going to reread the card at the end, what it says. It also, speaks of buying things that are wholesome and good for you and good for others, that are ethical, right? So you can feel good about your decisions, and you can be, lowering your carbon footprint, or, taking better care of the planet, working in better harmony with the planet as a living organism, the earth. The arts, it's a great time for creative expression, expressing yourself through the arts and creative activities. The Book of Shadows, secrets. This could indicate journaling. It could indicate keeping an actual book of shadows. Having a place to express your inner self creatively, your inner world, whether that's fine arts, painting, drawing, mixed media art, that kind of thing, whether that's poetry, or what have you. Could also be about sort of reflecting and looking at the change of seasons. It could be about reviewing your information, your skills, Book of Shadows, and sort of, so like what you've learned. It could be about just a journal for some of you. And then you have Uranus reversed showing up. I believe Uranus is retrograde at this time in Taurus, and it is one of the ruling planets. I think Aquarius has a second ruler. Spacing it right now. But it's of Aquarius. So it does have to do with, sudden changes. It has to do with surprises. It has to do with electronics and technology. It has to do with humanitarianism. It has to do with your connections and your friend groups, how you relate to others, as well as your individuality. Showing up reverse, indicating a blockage or an imbalance. Could also be speaking about the retrograde here for some of you. I do feel that's the case for some of you, because look how this ties in, right? Humanitarianism, connected with Uranus, right? And then we have conscious consumer. Okay, so this shows up this way because it's time for some healing, or at least it being brought into your awareness. And going through the sign of Taurus, Taurus is about what you have and the quality of what you have. All right. So yeah, this is definitely talking about the Uranus retrograde through Taurus for some of you. And for those of you who, Geminis and Libras, it's the co-ruler of your sister planet, Aquarius. So this affects you too, This could be definitely speaking to you too. So I think there's an element here for some of you about like working with what you have and creating things. It's going to build your confidence more than buying things at this time, for the most part, or frivolously buying things anyway. Being creative, maybe looking into alternative ways to acquire things, maybe buying things secondhand or something like that. It's more environmentally friendly. Being artistic and creative, and this could also be reading for some of you with the Book of Shadows. It could be reading about something that is uplifting and inspiring or interesting, philosophical, educational, intriguing, really catches your imagination, but not just your imagination. It's like your intrigue, or lights you up, brings about a sense of mysticism, really speaks to you. And again, for some of you, this could be like instruction manuals, though. You could be learning how to do something, a trade or something like that, refreshing yourself in some way, shape, or form there, especially, Uranus, if you work with electronics, technology, that could be the case here. taking notes. You might be taking notes on something, some sort of course or something you're learning. Maybe some of you, it's like taking some art classes. I don't know. Conscious consumer says you have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. All right, air signs, I hope that was useful and beneficial for you and that you enjoyed it. Remember, if you would like more, there's more options available for you. I laid them out in the beginning of the video. I hope you have a wonderful September. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the summer too. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.